Hello, I'm here once again. Let's get some painting done, shall we? Let's get some painting done. Yeah, so I sometimes I do my Marvel Snap in the evenings. I don't think I have much to do today. To be honest, I don't think I have anything to do. I think I cleared everything. I might have two two missions to do because the 8 o'clock missions happened. Around here it's 8 o'clock. I don't know. I assume the world are slightly varying times. I am planning to do a Frosthaven mission tomorrow, so I'm going to hold off on the Beholder again. And now that this guy's got a little bit of color on him, we'll try to, well, some not color so much as primer on him. I can kind of sort of start making some progress on him with actual color. Let's put some white down, just to kind of give him some top down on the coloring. It feels shadowy, doesn't it? How's that? A little better? Maybe, kind of, sort of, in a way. Now, I'm not sure. Another thing, I'm still messing with the best place to put things like my mic. It's constantly moving. There's times when I'm facing it, and I'm like, oh, but then other times I'm not facing it, and I'm like, maybe that should be on the other side. So I'm constantly moving it. So I apologize if no one spot seems to be ideal. Hoping to get, I don't know. I know that a lot of streamers don't wear like magnifying glasses like I'm wearing, mostly because I think it's not that they're not good. I just think it really kind of distorts your face when you're streaming online, doesn't it? Nothing like having what is it, blind guy glasses on. I actually have decent vision, but I like seeing my details up close. It's just, I don't know, just me, man. Torchbearer, start. This one is just going to be me putting on a little bit of white for now. I got some time. I can get through a little bit of things before I call it a day here. I don't know, that probably too much. No, that's right. I don't know. I'm just dry brushing here to try to get the effects of having a much brighter upper body here. And I'm just trying to do like the higher up stuff to get a good feel where all this. I'm not really trying to get too low on him right now. This should make the next part of him to do a little bit better, right? I'm just brushing down because I don't want to bring too much paint up. There we go. All right, so now it's time to actually start putting some base coating down. What do you think, huh? Moving on to the next step. Get some color. Some color. We've done the dark and the grays, and maybe I'll even do some. This is the kind of guy that he's not what I would call a contest mini. I don't have to put extra effort in him. I don't mind making him look good, but I don't have to go, you know, all in on it. I do want to, you know, be kind of nice, in that I will put effort in, because that's just me. I like to every mini I paint has to have some kind of effort. I'm not a table ready guy, but at the same time I'm also not gonna go overboard on something if I don't have to. So we're gonna try and do a couple of different things. I'm not gonna do a generic. He's got a jacket here, so the question is, do I? What are those? Are those spikes or torches? What the heck are those things that he's got on his? Now, technically, he's a witch hunter, so I guess those would probably be stakes, so that when he's going after vampires? I'm guessing. That's my thought. All right, so let's go with how about classic brown? No, I don't know. Maybe I haven't really. I'm going back and forth. It's like, come on, Ken, make a decision. I'm visualizing. Do I want to go? I'm tempted to go with a black of some kind. You know, like a wash black, one of those like graveyard grays or something like that. Something that's kind of looks blackish. But yeah, we'll let the highlights through. And then I'm thinking going with like a reddish brown on his little shawl thing over the top. Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, that must be part of his jacket. Oh, okay. Folds over. I don't know what this. Is that his belly underneath there? Oh no, that's the closing of the jacket up over his. It's the trim. So I don't know what these. Okay, so I'm looking at this. All right. You see this? Let me see if I can check my blurriness. Check the blur. All right, let's try this. All right, so this is what I've got. All right, so I'm trying to decide. I don't know what. See, I can see that he's got this jacket trim. It goes up underneath. It kind of runs up along inside. So the question is, what the heck is this? Is this like part? I don't know what this is. Like some kind of weird. I don't know what that is. I want to say it's part of his jacket, but then if that's his jacket, what is underneath here? Is that just like his shirt? And the jacket's folding up and going up and around? And then I don't know what this is. What are his shoulder pad things? I mean, I guess I can make it anything I want, but I feel like it's like this is that, but it might not be. Maybe I just make that his shirt. The shirt he's wearing underneath. So his jacket's kind of open. I think that's what I'm gonna have to go with because that's the only thing that makes sense. And then I don't know what these are. Just and then this collar is the jacket folded over whatever this shawl thing is. All right, let's do it. Let's try. Let's try and see. What have I got? I'm gonna do some. What are my black options? Got a couple of things that might work. I've got Grim Black. And Gravelord Gray. I don't want a gray jacket. I'm gonna do Grim Black. I don't normally like to do black, but I'm gonna do it. Do it here. Let's see. If I don't like it, I guess I'll have to come up with something else. But for now. For now, we're gonna try Grim Black. Grim Black contrast paint. You do kind of need to be generous with contrast paint. Just need to put it down. Oh, let's put this in the palette. And we're gonna use my better brush, just because it's. I'm not really going for. Wow, I really got my mic in the way here. Gotta wash the soap off my brush before I go in. Here. All right. This is going to go on pretty thin. But I also want it to go on only where I want it to go. I feel like he's the kind of guy that would wear a black jacket. Technically, the character is sold as a vampire hunter, not a torchbearer, but he's carrying a torch, and I need a torchbearer, so he gets to be a torchbearer. He's got to play the part that's given to him. So do I go with making his hat kind of black too? Alright, so he's got, I gotta try to get his collar underneath here. Should I just go, should I do something like weird, like have him have a nice white shirt underneath? And his boots be black too? I'm gonna go all in on the black, man, if I do that. Yeah, all right, fine. Let's go black boots. I don't, like I said, I'm not a big fan of painting black. I'm gonna have to come up with some contrast here for this guy because to me it's like, it's too much black. It's too much black, man. But I gotta. Black is just such a. I don't know. I feel like it's a cop out. Black looks good, but it's like. You gotta give him some contrast, some other color going on so he doesn't like. It's like to show that you put some effort in. Really, it's what it is. It's like you feel like there's no effort in painting black because black doesn't do anything. Black has no personality of its own. It's like it sucks up all the light and with it goes all the personality of the figure. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's get the other colors painted. If I don't like it, I can always change it. It is one of the top colors. Probably shouldn't have, for that reason alone, I shouldn't have painted it yet. Yeah. Ah, I'm cooking. Quick, get this giant. Why can't I find the sleeve? I can't find the sleeve. There we go. Actually, I may have to remove this layer too. I've got 3 layers of shirts on. I went out earlier to go gaming with some friends, but it's been cold around here, so I had to throw some layers on just in case, you know. But now I'm cooking. Let's get some air, man. Let the skin breathe some. Much better. Alrighty, I'm back on it. Back on task. Alright, so if we're going to do well, I do got to paint his eyes kind of something like he's got obvious eyes, which makes him very, makes him kind of unique in that, which is cool. He's got his beard. How about a red beard, huh? Why not? Why not a red beard? Make him a redhead. Is he a dwarf? I guess he is kind of a dwarf, huh? He's shorter than other characters. So yeah. And white's probably not a common color for a dwarf, though, is it? Let's go. All right, let's see here. I got my. Ooh, should I use this one? Yeah, let's go with my express color leather. I like this color. I think it's cool. If it works, if it does its job, it's a cool leather. This is Wasteland Brown, and to me, it's really nice. It's a really nice leather because it actually will make the leather look kind of worn and beat up. It's good for that. Good for that, indeed. Oh, is this the one that couldn't read? Because it's not smart. Oh, there it goes. All right. Let's put that back. Try to be good about my putting stuff away. Try. Hopefully it means some of these paints actually go. I end up with less paints out in front of me. We'll see. Just get this generously applied here. Now this is a Vallejo contrast paint. And it's a little light. It might be a little lighter than I wanted, but that's alright, I can work it out. Getting it shaded to the right level of brown won't be that hard. I just mix it with a little leather. I think that's what I did last time. I mixed it with some intense leather and it brings it a little bit closer to the want. Or intense brown. I said intense leather. Intense brown. Paint his hat and some of his belt stuff. Same color. Now he's got a band around this. I'll probably have to make that black. Make it black so that it's not too much. You know, it kind of goes a little bit with this color. We'll let his pouch be the same thing here. Should I give him some style and let the trim of his jacket be something different? What's a good color to put on the black? He's got a pretty nice buckle. I'm just talking about details wise. The work of the printer. It's a pretty nice buckle. I'm actually leaning towards trying to get some of this color on his boots, but I don't know how well it'll come out because his boots are really, really dark. Just have his jacket be the black thing. Not sure. Not sure of the best. Trying to decide what's a good trim for this. A blacker trim, a lighter trim. I really think if I'm going to put this on his boots, I have to lighten his boots up first so that they can look more. They need to have more white on them or light color in order to get this brown wasteland brown effect. Hmm. I don't know. Guess I can do his belt the same color. Why not? His belt can be leather, right? Now, I would imagine that the little loops that hold it on are all part of the leather belt, right? He's holding his, anti-vampire spikes on his belt too. Which, I don't know how many vampires he meets in Frosthaven, but you know, he's prepared for anything. It is his goal to defeat vampires. Now, yeah, maybe Frosthaven has some vampires. I don't know. I don't remember what all the monsters are. I don't remember seeing any during the prep phase of things, but could be. I'm not even sure how I got brown on my finger. I must have touched the guy somehow. Alright, so we gotta get some flesh color on him. Should I go with like a... Let's do some flesh color. I'm not gonna have his shirt open. I'm not gonna have him be one of those guys. Jacket and no shirt. But I'm trying to decide what color. I thought about white, maybe a gray. Um, I don't know, but let's get some red on his beard, huh? So I'm thinking, what's a good color for red hair? I don't know. How do you do red hair? I remember doing it once, and I saw it, and it came out pretty good, but I can't remember what colors I used. Um, let's see. Miniatures. Painting red hair. Let's see. Miniatures. Well, there's plenty of people who have done it. I need some tips on doing it. How to realistic redhead. There's YouTube video. Should I watch a YouTube video? Does anybody want to watch a YouTube video with me? Let's see what a YouTube video has. Da, 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 da. It's not going to sound good because it's feeding through my computer. Probably shouldn't have it do that. Oh my gosh. He's got a... Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's stupid. What just happened? How did I end up over there? Alright, I gotta stop that thing from doing sound because it's driving me bonkers. How do I do that? Alright, gotta stop that. I'm sorry. Can't watch that. It's stupid. I don't like that it... Here, let's do that. So it's orange. He uses a lot of different colors. Gaming Flesh Wash, which is that kind of brownish color. I have something similar. All right, I'm gonna try this. I think I can make do. All right, so let's go back here. All right, so I'm gonna try and do his beard. I mean, it's really just his beard and his mustache. And so basically, it's some red, some orange, and some flesh wash. He does some other stuff too, but I don't know how fancy pantsy I want to go. This guy is not meant to be. Like I said, he's not going to be too much, but I almost think like my rust brown would be a good red. It's pretty red, and it's got that brownish color in it. It'd be a good base to go over, but I also need it to be very, very thin, because if I already kind of have highlights in his beard, so obviously if I use something really, really thin, so I'm going to do something like I did last time, where I do a combination of colors to get the reddish effect I want. So let's like do my Slaughter Red Wash, and Slaughter Red Wash with, what do I want? What do I want? I want it to be a little darker, a little less, not, maybe yeah, Slaughter Red Wash will be fine. It just needs to go, I think I'm going to use my Rust Brown, my all famous Rust Brown. It'll just tone it down a tad bit, like maybe two parts Slaughter Red, one part Intense Brown. That's what we're going to do. One part Intense Brown. And 2 parts Slaughter Red. So I'm going to go pretty heavy on the red, because I want it to remain being a wash, but we'll see if I like that. We'll see if I like it, and then if I don't like it, well, I can have to try something else. Alright, I've got those puppies in 2 to 1. It's not that much hair. I mean, really, I'm going to be done with this in about 2 seconds. All that work, all that time. try not to paint his nose. Even though I did actually almost purposely aim for his nose. Some might say, what are you doing? Why are you painting his beard? Because you haven't done his skin yet. And I'm like, well, the answer is because I don't know. But that's enough of that. That's it. That's all. All that color. All that color for nothing. All that color for just a little touch of Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, so now let's go ahead, get some flesh on him. I am going to do a flesh wash, classic flesh. I got to do more on the beard, but I got to let it dry. So let's go ahead and go with a dark flesh, I think will probably be good. I am so much, I will say this guy's got, he's got good eyes. But what he doesn't have is a lot of flesh to hit. So yeah, there's that. Dark flesh. Let's do dark flesh. I have not mastered skin. I don't know skin well. There are some skin colors. Like I got my barbarian flesh here, which I don't know. This is a airbrush paint though, so it's not really a contrast paint. I don't have a lot of really good light colored contrasts for skin. I thought maybe I did, but and I got some airbrush colors. This color, what is that? Pallid bone. It's a reddish brown tone, so I guess it could be a skin color, theoretically. And this is not, I will say this is going to be tough because I've only got his hands and his face, really. And his face is like, I mean, there's really not that much to his face. You know, I said he's got good sized eyes to work with, but they're smaller than, there's actually more eyes in his face than there is face in his face. because the paint, or because the his beard covers up a lot of it. Now I gotta get. So the trick is, how do I do this? Sorry, I'm not looking at chat at the second. Got a kind of a hard task here, trying not to get paint everywhere. It's not supposed to be. probably doing this way wrong. Going way the wrong way. Eyes first, face second, beard last. And I'm going backwards. Doing it. It's like, hey, well, there's the right way and then there's my way. It's like, don't think that's how it's supposed to go. Can't even see this guy's ear on this side. Honestly, I think I just need to paint the whole face and then put the white in his eyes, because it's like the way I'm doing it, this is not the best way, because I'm just making it difficult for myself. Just make sure I get the paint in there, man. Can always come back and get the eyes in a minute. I can already see that I've missed some hair, because I did his beard, but I didn't do like his hair, which is a little further back. You gotta keep this. The thing is, this paint gets really, really dry, and as such, it can leave what do you call it, brush strokes. And I don't want brush strokes. It's gotta be smooth. So you're better off with lots of. If I have to, it's better off getting more coats than it is better off a lot of wet, kind of not fully covering coats than it is to get brush strokes on a thicker coat. That's what I think, anyway. You can always come back and put another thin, not fully covering coat that covers it up, because it's covering up what the other one didn't cover. Just gotta spare yourself some pain. Just make sure I get all the hand on this first coat, and then if I don't like its darkness, I go back and put another coat on. And then worst comes to worst, I go back and I put on another coat on top of that, and on top of that. As long as it comes out smooth, that's all I care about. Smooth is more important. Smooth and lots of thin coats, if that's what it takes, because I don't want one thick, brushed, ugly, thick coat. Trust me, it is really easy to get the latter. The latter of those two things. But there's his hands. His hands are now officially one-coated. I'm gonna. What should I paint his torch? It's a pretty fancy torch. Is it going to be a wood base or just the whole thing should be bronze? Like he pulled it off of a fancy house. Maybe he's rich. He's a rich, very successful vampire hunter. Rich vampire hunters, you know, he just pulled it off of his vampire dungeon traps. Brought it with him. So it's nice. It's fancy. It's fancy pantsy. Now I do have to get more of his beard color in there. But for now, since I can't find his other ear, I'll just have to sneeze. There. There, that's taken care of. Now that that's done, I can move on. Drink some Olga. All right. What's next? I'll tell you what's next. Next is snack time. What do I want to eat? Let's eat a Dove dark chocolate. That's my thing, man. I like me some chocolate. If I'm going to snack on something pointless, might as well be tasty. Okay. I'm going to go with bronze. That's what I think. Oh, how about Bal? Bal colored. Was it Screaming Bal? Actually, that might be kind of too bronzy. I don't really want him to be. I don't want it to be bright color. I want to have a. I mean, I could go over it with a black, but a black wash or something to tone it down. But I could also just use a bronze. That might be the best way. I actually have a bronze. Tinny Tin Tin. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Tinny Tin. I mean, I know it's not tin, but that's what I want. I want like a dark metallic bronze color. I can always do some highlights. Then I'm going to start putting a bunch of yellow. If I'm actually going to try OSL on this guy. If that is actually my intent. We will see how that works. All right. This is just for, this is only going to be for his torch. Another one of those things I probably shouldn't be painting first. Because I'm probably going to have to go back. I'm probably going to end up making myself have to repair something. I get the ideas for these top parts, and then I'm like, oh shoot, should probably paint the fire first. Actually, I'm surprised at how far I'm getting on this guy. I kind of didn't expect to get him this painted. This much painted before I actually played with him again. If I had played today, he would have been no paint. Now I look at it. I didn't play, and now he gets to have extra paint on him. Maybe not be done, but he'll be looking much better. Yep, I'm going to have a lot of fire I need to paint on this torch. And I am going to so much have to repair this because I am not... A lot of it's like sunken in, so I won't be able to paint around it. So, my bad. My bad. Give myself work to do because I'm going to be doing this wrong. Now, I'm probably going to have to put down like a brown or something else because like a plague brown or something with a yellow can actually touch and be yellow because it's just too black in a lot of these areas and it's going to struggle. There we go. It's got kind of a nice bronze looking. Nice little bronze torch. Alright. Now, I should probably put some base coat down for the fire. And the way I'm going to have to do that is I'm going to have to use something that's got a little bit more pigment in it, like an airbrush paint or an airbrush paint is at least thin, but I need to get something down that's got enough pigment that when I want to paint my fire, now something usually like actually that might not even be the best one. Let's go up here. I don't know, that's a pretty light color. Let's actually go with I have a color that I like to put under yellow. It's like dead flesh. Dead flesh just has a good base to it. It's kind of a off. Where the heck is it? It's a game color, I think. Here. Thought I saw it back here somewhere, but maybe I do not. Maybe it's down here. There it is. Plague brown. Plague brown is the one I'm thinking of. See, it's kind of a yellowish brown, which gives it that start to yellow, right? So, but it's got a good chunk of pigment, so it bases up pretty nice for going yellow, and then I can go yellow and then lean into red. And before you know it, I'm all set. So it's kind of amazing how many different colors one ends up putting on these things. All for tiny little things. I mean, like this is really not that much. I got to put this on so that I can not there's actually a fair number of parts on this fire. This is just about getting enough of a base on there that the yellow can do its thing and not be and not have trouble getting through the black, because I'd have to put like 1,000 coats on to get this around the black. I don't want to do that, especially in such a tiny area. A bunch of coats in a tiny area just doesn't work. Doom Paints. Who's Doom Paints? It says Doom Paint sent a sticker. I think that's on some other person's Discord, but yeah, people don't really. I mean, I get a few people who chat on my Discord, but not too many. But hey, you're welcome to come by and say hi on my Discord if you want. Everybody's welcome. Got a Discord link right there on my, well, okay, so it's not actually on my YouTube one. So if you're watching on YouTube, you have to go to my Twitch to see my Discord link. I think. I don't know, maybe I do have a Discord link on YouTube. I don't remember. Thought I maybe added it, but can't remember. Try to make sure I get the top of this fire, because it's going to be tough getting yellow right there. Now OSL is tricky, right? Because it's basically everything that it touches has to radiate out, and that's sometimes easier said than done. So should I have like my Plague Brown being out there? It's just like, it's almost like you should, the best thing to do like for like OSL is an airbrush. Or not OSL, well, yeah, OSL. an airbrush can, you know, put that really thin light coat everywhere that you want it. And that's kind of what you're aiming for, right? Just a thin light yellow and everything. You don't want it to actually change your colors. You just want it to be coating everything in yellow. You want your stuff to still shine through, right? I am not an OSL expert by any means, so I could be wrong. So don't, I can't even say I'm even kind of experienced with it because I don't really know anything about it. I've never done it. I've seen people do it, I've seen how they do it, but I've never done it. So take whatever I say about it with a grain of salt. like, like somebody who doesn't know necessarily what they're talking about. But yeah, I wonder if I'm really tempted to just give him brown boots, but I have to really rechange. I have to change how I've got the boots currently painted in order for them to turn brown like that. And I got to do his shirt. Let's do his shirt. I got a little time left before I have to get ready for my next day. But what can I do? What's a good? Did I put? I didn't put my plague brown in here. Plague brown. Lots of colors. Lots of colors. I have to do. Go away. Tomorrow will be another. I don't even know if I can do my calisthenics yet because they did a goofy thing where they block you from using it. So I'd have to do like another day of the same calisthenics or some other thing. Like I could do other weights. I could do some cardio. Do the same thing again. Maybe do the things that I'm weakest at so I can get better at them. A couple of them. You know, there's a couple things that I could probably get better at. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give him brown boots because, to be honest, I don't like the black on black and black. I don't mind the black jacket, which is kind of interesting, but I'm gonna go with brown boots, which means I have to lighten the boots up because they're too dark right now. They won't get that cool look that comes with. They won't get that cool look that comes with that wasteland brown if I don't. Where did my brush go? Oh, there it is. So that's gonna be. It's not even my tiniest one, is it? Oh, it is my tiniest one. Huh. Got my medium one here, and I got a really big one too. But so this must be my tiny one. Thought I had a really. Oh, I do have a really tiny one. Oh, there it is. There it is. So I have 4? I thought I only had 3. Unless that is the big one and the little one. But so I got this tiny guy, which should do okay for the boots. So I have to. 'Cause, 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 go kind of sort of all the way around with them. I don't want to get too much, but I want to be enough that the brown can have some highlights. Maybe actually, this brush, it is tiny, and as such, it takes very little paint. It's about not enough. Gonna have to brush some of that out. Dang it. Bumped the rest of him. Hopefully I didn't get too much white on. Alright, there we go. That should be good enough for that. It'll get a little bit of shade that get the brown to stick a little nice. Get a coat on there that works. Alright, let's put on some Wasteland Brown again. Should be alright to go right over it. I don't think it's gonna, hopefully it's alright. What could I work on in the meantime? I could put a little white in his eyes. Let's do that. Let's put a little white in his eyes. Right, got white. I got the whites of his eyes. Now I just don't know where I'm gonna get the pupils of his eyes. You know what? I think what I might do might seem weird, but I'm actually thinking I'm gonna do this leather brown trim around on all of his jacket too. I don't know, because I just feel like the jacket needs something. That's what I think anyway. Just trying to take it just a little bit to the more brown side. I do like the brown leather. I just want his jacket to be a little different from the rest. But this wasteland brown is perfect for just what I want him to do. So I'm going to have that leathery. I kind of thought black would be cool, but black doesn't give that same vibe that it does like in the movies. When you paint them, they just kind of look, alright, you went with black. Just doesn't have that same oomph, you know, you're like looking at it, ooh, that guy's cool looking in black. And then you're like, yeah, this guy's not. Miniatures guys don't look as cool in black. It's probably because I'm not very good at painting black. Black is actually, you know, takes a skill to paint black, to be honest. Get the right highlights, the right. All right. That's why I wanted to kind of go over the trim of his coat the same way. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready to commit to that yet. I still got to do his shirt. What color do I do his shirt? His shirt needs to have something. It's not. So I go white. Do I go blue? Do I go red? Gosh, you know, the color that just keeps coming back to me is red. Or white, I mean. I was thinking about trying to do OSL, or I'm sorry, NMM on his blade, but I don't know. It's like you have to kind of look at what does it look like? So if I take a blade, put this under the light, I mean, this isn't as shiny as a nice sword would be, but if I put this under the light, this is kind of what you're going for. You're trying to make it look like a shiny blade, like that, you know, or you get you see there's a light trim along the blade, and just the way the light hits, but I don't know, man. What are you using, grays and whites? Probably gray and white, huh? How do you do the blade part of it? I don't know. People are good at that. Because metallics are not quite as cool as actuals, but I don't know how to do an actual. I mean, I don't know if I paint it. I guess I'd have to watch an NMM video to really give it a go. I think I have watched them, but you know, just do have to get a little black on his. I got flesh on here. I don't want flesh. It's not that easy to cover that up. Flesh is either my black is too wet or my. Yeah, that's probably it. My black is too wet. I got to get some more red of his red beard in there. Get that hair colored. hold on. I'm not checking my chats again. I'm taking a focus moment here, so I can get some. Get some of his. His ear needs some flesh behind it. I didn't put any of his flesh on the back of his ear. Yeah, I'm gonna have to touch that up. But that's all right. I'm gonna get some red. I have to get some red back there too. So let's see if I can soak a little bit up. Yeah, a little bit soaked up. Now I gotta get the red back there. Yeah, it's like such a tiny spot. It's like nobody's gonna see it, Ken, but I know it's there. I know it's there so that I can see it. My magnifying glass sees it, so you never know. Superman might be looking at this and his eyes can see everything. Striving to be. I will do more with his beard as soon as I can clean up all the mess I'm making with with the flesh and everything else. Oh, we're getting there. He's getting pretty good. He's not done, but he's making some progress. I do got to do something with his base. And what that is, I'm not sure yet. Could attempt something kind of generic like I did with another figure where I just put a really thin layer of plastery kind of stuff and then carved out bricks and then painted it like it was bricks. The other option is just to put some mud down and have him walking through the mud, which would work too. And then then it's actually okay to have it look like it's sunken, right? So this is Martian Iron Earth, which is the wrong one. Which is the one I want? Iron Earth is Vallejo's paint, or no, that's a Citadel. But that's a cracky paint, a cracky ground. And then I have this Astra Granite, which is essentially the same thing. It's just gray. It's a gray version of the same thing. And then I have Vallejo's version, which is just a brown version of the same thing too. This one doesn't crack though. Actually, no. Astral Earth is more like this, like the brown Earth. They're outside. These guys are always in dungeons, and so he's gonna get Earth. He's gonna get Earth for his base. Because I just want to make sure that that's not It's got to be pretty thin because, well, I got him glued straight to the base. So if I don't make it pretty thin, it's going to look like he's sinking. Just fine. I don't have trouble trying to make this thin. The glue I put under his boots though is thick enough that I actually have a tiny little bit of room. I have to put a little bit more. Get the other side, but it's got to be super thin, so just I like bases. Basing. I haven't. For a long time, I never based minis. I just said, screw it. I'm not painting them. And I thought, you know what? I got all this. Like, I can get some stuff. It's not that hard to put a couple of layers of mud or something down. And I thought, well, if I'm gonna put that on, at least I can do is paint it. And I painted it. Started putting grass and other junk down, and before I know it, I'm basing them all because it just looks cooler. The Matt Debagger, man, how you doing? My man. I'm doing all right. How are you doing this evening? What's the latest with you? Caught me. Well, you caught me about 10 minutes before I'm wrapping it up, but it's all right. You gaming tonight? Are you painting? Yeah, that's what my feeling is. You know, and I guess it was just laziness, or actually at first I didn't really have any good basing material because just painting it a color doesn't do anything unless I don't know, unless you're just going, unless you already have like a, what do you call it, one of those custom bases that gives it some design and then you paint the stuff that's on it, then you have colors that matter. But yeah, just it looks like you just missed something. It's almost like leaving an area with primer. If you don't paint it, you're like, I just missed a spot. That entire spot under his feet. So yeah. And this something like this base, this mud, sometimes it's all you need because it's got that nice little mud look. And so sometimes if you all you want is something that's like mud, it's not like, I mean, if you're just doing a guy you don't, you're not too concerned with, but a lot of times I'll like go over it with a wash just to kind of give it some contrast, throw some black wash on it or whatever when it's dry. And then sometimes I'll do that and I go, well, you know what? Let's throw a bush on there because I got a couple of bushes, or glue a rock in there to get some bouldery effects. So yeah, it's easy. It's really doesn't take that much longer than just painting another coat of paint on some other part of it, right? So it's like, I skip it. Yeah, yeah, that's my feeling. Now moss. I need to get me some good moss stuff. I know Vallejo's got some that looks pretty cool. Um, I don't have any moss stuff though. Anything that passes for moss. I tried to paint moss, just something with cracks, and then kind of went over it with like a color that was kind of moss-like. Didn't really come out. I tried to do grass. I have some small static grass, and I thought, well, if I just put a little glue in the cracks and it'll look like it. It didn't really look like it. So yeah, I mean, but I saw that Vallejo has some nice stuff, and I'm sure Citadel does too. I'm sure it's all the same, but you know, they all have some similar stuff. Does kind of the same thing, and I was like, I need to get some of that stuff. Really? I mean, what does it look? I mean, what is like the one that Vallejo has? It really just looks like a bottle of paint, and you're supposed to put it on with like a sponge, and it gives it like a, I guess, a furry appearance, like a moss. But what does Michael's moss look like? I mean, is it because it's got to be really wet? It's basically what ultra tiny grass, right? I mean, that's kind of what moss looks like. It's just like really small, clumpy grass. And the thing is, it's cheap, right? But do I need a boatload of it? Because I know if you buy it, I mean, I know it's kind of like, well, you can get a big tub of it like this, which will last you till forever. I don't I don't put moss on everything, and I can't imagine it takes up much space because you're never putting it on the entire base or the entire thing unless you're doing huge projects. I don't ever do big projects. I will never. I don't. I don't know if you ever watched Squidmar, but man, that guy does some major dioramas, major things, and he is like him and his buddy. Man, they do some cool stuff. I mean, there is no doubt it is cool, but man, they put so much time in those things. Days, weeks, months. And I'm like, that's nice, man, but I ain't got the patience for that. I want to be done. I want to see my results. I don't want to have to wait forever. All right, I'll take a look at it. I'll go to I'll go to my Discord and take a look. But I'm also lazy. Michael's Michael's is 20-minute drive. That's a 40-minute drive. I can go to Amazon right now, select the Vallejo moss, and have it by tomorrow or Monday, and I don't have to go anywhere. That's that is that is the other thing. It's like, but I gotta work out tomorrow. I gotta do my what do you call it? Frosthaven stream. I want to do a Frosthaven scenario tomorrow. This guy's, he's my Frosthaven Torchbearer. Now he's actually kind of cool looking. So I'll get him playing tomorrow. Oh, it's on my Twitch page. It's right there on my Twitch page. I should have it on my links or my about or whatever it is that Twitch has. If you're since you're watching there on Twitch. Yeah, well, that's true. Squidmar, I don't know if you ever saw some of his early stuff when he first started out. I don't know how many years ago it was, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know, whatever it's been, but however long ago it was, he was an okay painter. I don't think he was great. His buddy is really good. His Squidmar paints very well, but I think his friend is better than he is. Oh, good. All right, cool. I'll definitely take a look at that when I'm done here. Um, but I think his friend is a better painter. But overall, they're both really good, though. There's no doubt about it. I don't remember his friend's name though. So is Miniac. There's a good painter too. Miniac is pretty pretty freaking impressive too. Sometimes watching those guys kind of just, you know, kind of distresses me. It's like, oh, they're good. I don't know. I think my primary problem is my lack of patience. I think some of the stuff might just be that I don't want to do that. It's too much work. I think if I was to be honest with myself, part of the reason why I'm not that good, in addition to the fact that I know for a fact I'm not really an artistic kind of guy. I do this because it's fun, but I'm not really artistic. I think part of my problem is I'm not patient enough. It's like I want to get done. I mean, I can dedicate how much time have I put into this guy already? Looks like I'm headed on 2 hours of time, which is actually pretty impressive. I mean, for me, I usually I'm not done, so I can't really say, but I feel like I've gone a long way in 2 hours. But when I do 8-10 hours of stuff on a mini, but I like being done in 8-10 hours. I don't want to have to be 20 hours and 30 hours and 2 months. Ninjon's pretty good. And Ninjon's pretty entertaining. I think Ninjon's, I don't know, his personality. They're all entertaining, to be honest. They're all pretty good. But I think, I think Squidmar's. I like a lot of the stuff Squidmar does because he does a lot of variety of stuff. I mean, like Ninjon does a lot of reviews and some painting. Miniac seems to do mostly painting. I don't know how many comparisons and reviews he does of stuff. Squidmar does everything. I mean, he paints, he dioramas, he compares. He's done some good. He did a big paint review of all the different brands. He's the one who got me onto this stuff. He's the one who made me want to buy this Musu Black. He did a review of all the blacks. Vallejo's got a really good black too, but this Musu Black is next level black. But you can't like use it as a primary base coat, but it works good if you want. There's certain areas that you want just black as night, where you just don't want any light to hit it. That's your stuff, man. But so it's best if it's not good for a surface paint because it's going to rub off. You'll end up having to spray like a matte varnish on it, which will kill some of the blackness. It'll still result in a little bit of a gloss just because it's not as light blocking as the black is. But like just putting it on a base can look pretty cool. Yeah. I watch videos and I pick up stuff, but I don't always see. I have this grass. I think this grass is too long, this grass I have. For a lot of these guys, it almost feels like it's too much. Because it's like, it's covers the grass completely. I could try some of this stuff. I've never used this one. Like I have this battlefield grass. Yeah, but I'm out in the, see that's the wrong, this is like, literally, it's like battlefield grass. This is like something you'd see out in, I don't know very many situations where I play. This is the kind of stuff I'd expect to play when I'm doing like army men, soldiers, and fantasy. I don't know where fantasy works with this stuff. It seems to be the wrong one for me. I don't know. So I keep looking at it, trying to figure out a good time to use that, but I haven't figured it out. And then I have, of course, my grasses like this. This is supposed to be like I think this is supposed to be like a moss. Now this is a moss powder. But I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know the best way to put this stuff on. I don't know. Maybe I should try it sometime, and then I'll be. You like the big minis, yeah? You were the one who was saying you were painting a 75 millimeter guy. Yeah, I don't do big. Well, like I said, for me, you do it because you like the art and putting them on shelves and making them look cool, for showing off because you like the artistic side of it. That's because you're an artistic guy. Me, I'm more of a I just don't like to see unpainted minis on the table when I'm playing. Bigger than 75. Wow. See, the only time I paint a big one, I started this guy and I need to finish him. In fact, I need to finish him probably fairly soon in the next couple months. This is what do you call it? A Jabberwock. I just airbrushed him, and for him, I need to do a lot more detail. He's not even close to done, but my airbrush died. it lost. It's just stopped pressure. I can't. It's just a. So it blows really soft no matter what I do. And it's not cleaning it. The pump itself is not putting any air out, any pressure anymore. So I need a new airbrush. Another expense. It's like, I'll put it on my wish list and see if I can get one for Christmas. But yeah, so he's got a long way to go. But I got him based. And then I did a devil who's not done either. He needs to be done soon because he's also part of a thing. No, it's not static grass. I mean, this one's not. I mean, this one's kind of like a. I think that's supposed to be a moss, but it is that same kind of brand. Yes, that same thing. I do have static grass. See, this is the static grass stuff. See, it's a lot longer, and that one, this is like when you want the whole bottom to just be grass, and it works pretty good. But it's a diff. This is the one I tried to put down to be moss before. It didn't work out very well. And then I have this stuff, which is good for making like a weeds. This one I was like putting down to try to be like vines, and that took me forever to get the vine effect because you have to like pull them off. It's really fragile. It's like almost like rubber. And I was trying to get the lines and put it over the rocks and get it to kind of look a viney effect. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if you saw I was doing a contest mini lich, and I tried to put down moss on the brick that he was standing on, or try to put that stuff down. I tried to put moss down. I tried to put those vines down. It looks okay. It's not anything, let's just say the term write home. Nothing to write home about. See if I have a picture of it. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Is it a finished picture of it? Oh, I don't have a finished picture of it. These don't have the base on them. Yeah, I don't have any finished pictures of those guys. I gotta get some on there. Yeah, these are all like in progress photos. I'll have to get some. I think I took some finished pictures, but they didn't come out very good, so I deleted them. I have to retake them. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, the Jabberwock's pretty cool, and he is one of the characters in the story we're doing. It's not Alice in Wonderland, but it's a story that kind of steals from it. So it's got Jabberwock. See, I was saying earlier that I'm tempted to try an NMM on this shield, but I'm also thinking it's just not. I don't know. Where they do the line across in white. I guess it's gray. Use gray and white to do NMM, and maybe some blue. I don't know, but I'll have to watch some videos if I want to actually pull that off. And then I was gonna think. I even thought about trying to do some OSL with this torch. Try to make it look like he's got yellow torchy fire on him. I've never done OSL ever. So I haven't done NMM or OSL because I'm afraid. Because to me, it's weird to paint color all over. It's almost like you dry brush the yellow on, right? I mean, you dry brush this other color over it. Because I'll have to go look for sure. Because I don't know how they do it without wrecking the color. I don't want to paint yellow all over him, but at the same time, getting paint on him. So it's like something has to look like it's a light brush. I was thinking like an airbrush, but then, so like I could see going from there and then airbrushing down from it onto him, which would work pretty good, I think. Trying to take it from the angle of where the fire is. Kind of. But my airbrush doesn't work, so I can't do that. Loxodon, like a dinosaur? I mean, I hear Loxodon. It sounds like dinosaur to me. I don't know what a Loxodon is. You should post a picture on my Discord. I'll take a look at it when I'm done. I should be stopping already. I have to get up early and do my. All right, I was gonna do something with this brown. What was I gonna do with it? Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna paint his vampire spikes. he's got stakes on his belt. This guy's a witch hunter technically, but I'm using him just as the torchbearer for Frosthaven. One guy summons a torchbearer, who's the little icon, or I call it the little standee that's supposed to do it. Is it's a female. No, it's a female character, but I found this guy on Etsy, and I'm like, this guy's cool. He'll be better than a standee anytime. So I'll do that. But I really gotta go to bed. I'm stubborn about quitting sometimes. It's like, no, I gotta get a little bit more done. I'm on a roll. Of course, I got to make them look like wood because wooden stakes. They have to be wooden. Can't kill a vampire with a. Actually, I think some shows say you. Yeah, it's just the small details. No, yeah, I'll take a look at those things on my Discord. I'll comment back. Maybe I'll do it right before I sign off here, which is gonna be soon. It's gonna be a couple minutes here. So yeah, I had, what was it? Somebody raided me one day, and I was like wrapping up. So nobody had come around while I was on, because I don't have that many followers yet. But they raided me like literally 5 minutes before I signed off, and I was like already like just saying, "Oh, I want to get this done and call it good." And I had stopped talking, and they were like complaining that I don't say anything while on my stream, and I'm like, wait, what? I didn't even know you were there. Sorry. No, it's like, and I know you to talk even when I'm not, but it was just during my wrap up time. And it's like, oh well, that's just the way it is. Not gonna worry about it. I think I didn't wasn't like a big raid either. It was like 10 people or something. I don't raid other people when I'm done. They say I should, but it's only because I never have more than one or two people. It's like those. I mean, all I'm gonna do is find some random person like myself. And one or two people usually just like, yeah, they drift off. And it's hard for me to raid others because I use Restream, and you can't really Restream. Restream doesn't give you a means to raid people because you're streaming on different platforms. There you go. I got his spikes done, so he's starting to look pretty good, pretty finished. I still haven't figured out what color to do his shirt. You have any ideas? Thank you, appreciate it. I'm trying to figure out what color to do his shirt in between his jacket there. Now, it could be his belly, but it's not. It looks too smooth, too whatever. But so it's the thing that's underneath this necklace. I thought about just going with a white, but that don't feel right. What would go good under a leather? I don't know. I keep a red shirt. What would go with a red? And he's got a red beard. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something. I can't figure out. My brain is not calculating a color. I'm throwing colors out in my head. They're not looking right in my head. I mean, it's such a tiny thing. It's like when you're like, but I got to get that little tiny micro thing, and nobody. I don't know. Now I got to do the buckles and that bag there. I should do his leather thing around his head. Probably should do the same color I did the spikes, maybe. Maybe I should do it black so that it kind of goes with his jacket. Got an idea what that is? Like I said, other than white, I was like, I don't know what to put on there. What makes red pop? It has to be something bright or something light colored. And it's not there's not a lot of it, but there's enough that yeah, I would make the beard stand out a little bit, but there's a little bit of it. All right, I'm gonna need some real black to cover that up. This contrast plain black is not covering up those spots very well. Huh. Hmm. What would a guy be wearing? Now his beard is just red right now. I haven't done any highlights or anything on it. It was wet, and I'll get to that tomorrow. I think I'll probably put some orange in there, and then kind of try to highlight it, and maybe I'll just dry brush it with some orange and some other color. Right now it's just like a rust brown. It's not. It's like a rust brown with red, but I want it to be more highlighty. So yeah, I'm gonna turn it into a red head. He's a red beard guy. I don't know, where's the focal points? His face is usually the focal point, right? But he's got such a tiny face. You're not going to see it very much. I still have to put pupils in his eyes, but you only see the pupils if you like look underneath his hat. So you can't really see him. Then if I could do the OSL, but I might not do OSL until I get my airbrush, until I get an airbrush replacement. Because I'm thinking I really do want to kind of just spray it down from the fire, and then I got to put more yellow on the fire. I got a lot to do, and if I start thinking about it, I'll start doing it, and then I'll be up late, and then I won't be able to get up early enough to do my workout, and then I won't be able to get done before I go to church, and then then I might not get my Frosthaven done, and then I won't get my paint in the afternoon, so I'll be doing other stuff. So I got a lot scheduled for tomorrow, and I actually think I might want to spend an hour or two actually working on a couple of my videos, so that they can be less bad. Just things for other. Here, I got to take a picture here. My progress photo. I need my progress photo here. Let's see here. Can I get more of him on there? He's really, he doesn't really carry a lot of his own light. Yeah, that'll work. Good enough for a progress photo. I was gonna say this app is really good. I like it a lot. Problem is, it's terrible at it will cut off your photo slightly. It pixelates it, makes it too tiny. Let's go here, back to here, and my progress photo right there. Nah, there we go. And then what else do I need? Nothing. I can stop my playback. Here, let me take a look at your yeah, I'll take a look. Let me go ahead and check that out now. Let me go see what my Discord has to say here. I'll do that right. In fact, you'll even see what I have. Let's see, social. Wait, what? Oh, Nope. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. All right, let's go to my Matty Bagger. Ooh, very cool. Dude, he's got some serious hair, man. Looks good. I really like your bone hammer thing that he's got going there. That's really cool. This guy's he is a big one. I see. Did you actually go outside and get some actual? That looks like the like pine needle branches off of like an outdoor thing. Also, which? Oh, okay. So that's moss. That's huge though. That would never work for this little guy. Like the stuff around his toes and all that. What do you got on there? Like a gravel, like a rock, like a gravelly rock, clear rock, white rock stuff. Is that like he's out? This is like snow. Is this supposed to be like kind of like snow or icy, slushy snow? It's kind of looks like. Kind of looks like slushy snow and some grass and stuff. See, with a 75 millimeter, you can play with slightly bigger materials. With a tiny little guy like this, it has to be super small and fine because it just doesn't play very well. I mean, if you want it to scale to tiny, of course, you got now. Is this guy 75 millimeter base or is he 75 millimeter scale? So, like there's some guys that are 75 millimeter base that that are the same 28 millimeter scale as this guy, but they're just big guys. They're scaled to be, the same scale as him, but they're gigantic. So yeah, he's a 100 millimeter base, right? But what is that? What scale is he? Is all I'm saying is like, would that be a dude this guy would encounter at that size, or is he more like a guy that maybe a 35 millimeter guy would encounter, or a 40 millimeter guy? I mean, what size is he scaled at? So, what size is the human that would walk up to him? So that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's a midget, and it's the human in his scale would actually be like 200 millimeters, and he's the size of a rat. It's all dependent on what the scale is they're writing it at. That would be weird. He's gigantic, and then you just have this adventurer standing next to him that's four times his size. It's like he's not. It's all about the size, the scale size. But yeah, that's pretty cool though, man. You did a good job. But yeah, he's big. Oh, 7 to 9 feet tall. So that's actually not very big. So he's probably now. Is that standing on his hind legs like he is, or is that? I mean, do all loxodons walk on their hind legs? I don't know what. Like I said, I don't. I mean, I know I can look at him, but I don't know if that's like normal. But if Lore says he's 7 to 9 feet tall, and if that's standing on his legs, then he's probably 75 to uh, even maybe even 100 millimeter scale. Oh, okay. So yeah, if that's their size, then it's probably at least 75 to somewhere between 75 and 100 millimeter scale. Because if he's got a 100 millimeter base, and he's only a few feet taller than like a big guy, like a a tall dragonborn who would probably be 6 feet, 6'5", maybe 7. Right, but I'm just talking about his scale. So if he's way bigger than like a human at 75 millimeter scale, who's taking up a 75 millimeter base, and he's way taller, like more than an inch or two, then, or more than an inch, I'd say, then he's probably, maybe the scale is more like 90 millimeters or 100 millimeters even. If you say he's pretty big, he might actually be a 100 millimeter scale because that's not very much taller. I mean, like, think about like this guy. I think this dude here is probably, I think he's supposed to be like 32 millimeter scale. So comparatively speaking, do I have like, I think this Batman here is 32 millimeter scale. So that's how they would compare. So he's 32 millimeter scale. He's bigger than the average Joe human, but Batman being an average Joe human, he's 32 millimeter scale. So that's how big that would be. So like your Loxodon is probably, these are both 32 millimeter, but if at 100 millimeter, your Loxodon would probably have the human be looking about like this. That's about your comparison, because he's probably somewhere between 7 and 9 feet tall. If he stands up straight, which you probably can't with his legs, but he might be 10 feet tall, but he's decent sized, but he's not huge. Right. Yeah, and then there's giants that are way bigger, like this guy here. This guy here is only a 28 millimeter scale, I think. And so this guy's a dwarf, so he's kind of a hard one to compare against. But as a dwarf, this is what you've got versus this guy, because these guys are both 28 millimeter scale. So he's big. I mean, he's what, two? I mean, compared to a dwarf, he's 2.5 times his height. These guy, this woman here, she's a tall woman, but she's only 28 millimeter scale as well. She's just a tall, she's be like a 6 foot female, but compared to a dwarf, which is reasonable. Dwarves aren't tall. Let's see what I got here. Now this Dragonborn is also 28 millimeter scale. See, he's taller than the dwarf by quite a bit. But so these guys are all 28 millimeter scale. Now you can play monsters against anybody, right? I mean, you would just, if I put him in on a 28 millimeter scale table, he would just be, that tall, and he would look like a giant. He would basically be a giant Loxodon, but that might not be the scale he's intended for. Yeah, see, that's big. Yeah, that's pretty big. Then yeah, there's no doubt a 32 millimeter. I knew wouldn't be the right size for him. I would think a 75 millimeter human might be closer, but again, it sounds like he's really big. Anyway, I have to hit hay. It's 11:20. And I try to sleep on weekends. I try to get at least 7, if not 8 hours, because on the weekdays, I rarely get 7 hours, or I almost never get 8 during the weekdays, because I get up too early in the mornings. And I can't get myself to bed early enough, because I don't like to go to bed that early. So at 9:30 or so, I'm all set. So, yeah, you have a good one. And I'll probably be on again tomorrow doing something. I'm planning to do a Frosthaven scenario, but if nothing else, I'm going to squeeze in some painting. And I don't know what else. You have a good one, Mad Teabagger. Till next time, take it easy.